Is he finna summon Genocide Jack out this girl? Is he? Oh, wow. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. Is that Nis or Vis? What is it? Spike, how you doing? I'm gonna skip you real quick. Oh, what is Monokuma doing? All right.
Danganronpa.
What? Good job. Welcome back. Hey, to some more Danganronpa. TriggerHappyHavoc. TriggerHappy. All right, let's get to it. We already know who we are in this story. Hold up. Yeah, that's right. No beanie today, y'all. Took the beanie off. I said, look, it's too hot in summertime. I'm finished with it, at least for right now. So y'all get that full forehead vision.
Hey, mommy.
All right, come on. So we already know what the deal is. The pre-trial prep, court preparation. Open the e-handbook. I already know. I already know my truth bullets. I already know all my truth bullets. I got 16 ready for y'all. I have 16 truth bullets. Set skills? What does this mean? I'm done. Let's get it. Trial time. All rise!
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
All right.
So, your votes will determine the results.
All right.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
Right,
But
right.
if you pick the wrong one,
We all clap
then
like a standing
I'll
ovation.
punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
That's pretty trash rules, don't you think, Monokuma?
Okay, then. So, first off,
What's up with your eyeball? A big ass batarang for an eyeball.
let's talk about the murder weapon!
You are not Batman. All right, hold up. First, you have to make clear it was used to deliver the fatal blow. All right, come on. I'm gonna use the locker room dumbbell. I forgot. Oh, I get the shoes. Got you.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Right.
It appears it was a head wound.
Right.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said? I forgot how to do this class trial stuff. Okay.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay, I remember how to do this now. Okay.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was.
Come on.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt.
What kind of blunt?
Here you
instrument?
go.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
You're wrong.
Interesting.
What the f?
That certainly would make for a.
Oh, that's so stupid. I gotta hit it like it's an actual target. F out of here. So let's run
Chihiro's.
it
It
back.
appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Damn.
No, that's wrong.
Talk your shit, Big Mac. Talk your shit.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Damn, I'm saying next to Sayari. I think that's her name. I'd be confusing these people with the Doki Doki girls, so my apologies.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Facts.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
Facts. Okay, Kyoki.
As far as I'm concerned,
Kyoko.
there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Absolutely not.
Looked at her head wound?
What else am I supposed to be looking at? Why would I not look at that? Why are you scared about it?
Yay! That's so creepy!
I'm gonna do it better. Yeah! That's so creepy! A little bit. All right, I'm you know.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here.
Let's see what
Let's
you
move
got.
on to discussion of the culprit.
Okay.
Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Okay. What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is
He about to do it right now?
fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
One more time since you didn't hear me last episode. We know! Move on! My neighbor's finna be like, well, my neighbors are Korean, so they're finna be like, let me stop. Kick him out. All right, Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? What do you think, Mikado? A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yeah, of course. I don't want to lose. For this debate, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. But there's a way to keep this white noise from getting in your way. Press the X button to attach the silencer, which you can shoot down the white noise. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so take careful. Oh my god. Okay. They're doing the most. They're doing the absolute most. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, white noise when oh, that's why it's not gentle. Good luck and have fun. Nice. How do I, okay, push X to attach the silencer to my truth bullets. So corny. Okay, I see my bullets here. Genocide Jack, library desk lamp, locker room dumbbell.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed,
oh, okay.
as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
What makes it impossible?
I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Shit, wrong one. Wrong bullet. Sorry. There's no proof of it. Okay, let me pull up the proof.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Case closed.
But that's
Why?
What makes...
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Boom!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong! Break. Let's go. Talk your shit.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
Okay. Speak! Look at her. Why is he so... I can't talk today, bro. Why is she so shook? I don't understand it.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
Uh-oh.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
Okay.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Doing in the library,
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now.
Fair.
More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail.
Now let's see who freaks out about this.
According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case.
The hanging.
The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Boob-yash!
No. It's actually bloodlust.
Shit, it's boob lust when I look at you, baby. Hold up, let me make sure she overage, though. She 18 plus.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
What you worried about it for? Look at that drunk ass collar in your wife beater.
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Absolutely. The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know, how the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
You have the issue with one of these.
Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
Illuminati and police.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Yes, she was.
So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
It had to be him.
There's only one logical answer I can think of.
It had to be him.
It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking...
Why was his face just going in the camera like that? Calm down. You said this like every time I saw you. It's Genocide Jack. It must be Genocide Jack. All right, come on.
No way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
He went there. He went there.
What?
He really went there mid-trial. You can't do that.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
Damn, Kuya! That's how you feel?
You lie!
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec.
Oh, wow.
Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Okay, good point.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle.
Keep talking.
Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Hangman's Gambit? F is this? What? Hold on, let me see. If you shoot the wrong letters during the Hangman's Gambit, you'll take damage. You can concentrate, you can fast forward. What am I looking for? Give me some clues. Give me clues. What the hell is that supposed to spell? It's been so long since we've done a class trial. There's a lot of S's. Okay. Nah, hold on. It's gotta be a vowel. It's gotta be a vowel. Why are there so many C's? Shit. Is it C? It's gotta be C. Shit. Okay. Schizo! Oh, schizo! Give me that.
Now I understand.
Damn, I was really sitting there spelling shit.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Well, I mean, obviously, if it's Toko, she's not Genocide Jack 24/7, Mikado. Oh my gosh. Huh? What do you think?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too.
Huh? Fuck out of here.
They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
It's what?
Perfectly acceptable.
Okay, cool, you talk shit again.
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Okay. The one thing that shows Toko could have split personality, it has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed. It did.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
Yes, I am.
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Make sure everything's recording, y'all. Yep, Kid Boo. I'm fine! Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. You remember her
She
from
was
me.
acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Yes, it did.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
Facts.
In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I knew it though. Yeah, I won't let Genocide Jack have control. I knew this. Come on now. Okay, drive out the murderous fiend, then yeah, okay, alright.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
You know, y'all made it seem in the comment section, y'all was like...
Berleezy won't believe who Genocide Jack. Berleezy won't believe who killed the who murdered Chihiro. He's in for such a rude awakening. All of his theories are bullshit.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm right the entire time.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I have the file in my hands. Didn't you see my last truth bullet?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Hold up, yo, hold up.
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
Damn. Kuya snitch. He is snitch.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
Hina, is Toko your friend or something? Or like your girlfriend? Y'all be... Whatever.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Damn. Sorry, Toko.
What?
What did you think, Hina?
Promised. I can't believe you lied.
You thought I was finna die for you? You thought he was finna die for you? You thought all of us was really finna sit here and die for you. Stop it. You're found out. You're guilty. Hold this poot.
Have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Oh.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
Damn, Kuya, savage.
But in spite of that promise...
Wow, she really admitted it already. That's hilarious. So you knew it was you this whole time. You see me hold my nose, though.
Kept my promise. You would go out with me.
Oh, Kuya played you.
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing. Could you?
Damn.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
What a big flaming disappointment you are.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
What's going on with you?
You don't mean...
Is he finna summon Genocide Jack out this girl? Is he? Oh, wow. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoes across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Look at her eyeballs. What the f is that? Bloody nipples? Is that a pepperoni, bitch? Look at your tongue. You got that demon jalapeno pepper.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do?
What do you mean, what am I gonna do? You're gonna get bodied by Monokuma. It's not about me anymore. You gotta face him.
I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Look at your mouth. Put it back.
What the fuck is this?
A fucking lizard, I don't know.
What happened to you?
Sheer reptilian.
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
She like a fucking frog, bro. I can't take it seriously. Fumi, she finna bite your thick ass if you don't move, sir. Run!
So intense.
He's high as shit.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Sakura, sit on her. Make her stop.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know.
What does that even mean? You said that before. You look in your own ear?
Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie.
Okay, so you got a brain on you. You kind of smart a little
Behind
bit.
every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
Ugh, why did music drop on your speech like that? This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane!
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
What?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
What's going on?
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Look at Toko in the back, though. Like, stop laughing. What is so funny right now?
If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Right?
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Mikado like, hold up, babe. What's going on right now? I'm with you, bruh. What is going on? Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. So we really finna interview Genocide Jill. Okay. Status of the dead body disappearing, stain, library, death slam.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
I only have one heart.
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
I have one heart left and that didn't tell me anything.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
What? This tells me nothing. This tells me nothing. I'm screwed.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi,
huh? When you compare the modus operandi, what more proof? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect?
Perhaps if you had an
Oh, an alibi.
when you compare the modus operandi, what more proof? Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare the modus operandi, what more proof do we? Give it up. You killed her.
Kid, I'm just about to pick something.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof
Do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Shoot!
What?
Is...
Yes, I want to get another shot.
I refuse to give up yet!
Come on, bruh.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi match. What more proof do we need?
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay, it's gotta be that Mondus
but I didn't
operandi
You say
bullshit.
that, but do you really expect any?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong!
How is he wrong though, Mikado? What are you talking about? What is he wrong about?
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that.
Explain.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
When were you gonna tell me this? I didn't know you thought that way at all.
Huh? How's it any different?
Great question, hero.
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
The scissors, right?
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything.
Facts.
But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Alright.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Explain! The victim's fatal injury, the style of the bloody message, the injury.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different.
Okay.
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way.
Stab wounds, right?
According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
How did Kuya miss this point? Like, they got pictures, how did I miss it? Come on.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Facts.
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Kuya, what do you gotta say about
Strange
it?
for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their and there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Thank you. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. Okay, the rope, right?
Do
The
you
rope.
remember what the killer used to suspend her?
The desk lamp rope, right?
He used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
So somebody tried to frame Genocide Jill. Ooh, somebody tried to frame Genocide Jill. Who can it be?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
Okay. Y'all got me. When y'all was in the comments like,
Berleezy, you got the theory wrong. Can't wait to see you get promoted. I'm not talking about 1 player, 2 player.
get it? Because those are the different types of modes usually in...
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
That's pretty violent when you think about it.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
So she finna stay? She finna stay with us?
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
Okay.
And you know what else?
What else?
Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Yes, she is. You're Big Mac.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
What is it?
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
They're men?
A pattern?
They're men,
Figure that
huh?
out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have chilled because Chihiro was a...
I got it! Is it
Girlfriend.
because Chihiro was a girl?
Wow.
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
Oh, bro, she tripping, bro.
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Okay. All men.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
What does that mean?
Lowly cur?
What is a cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
Damn.
That does make some amount of sense.
Damn. Look at these people's, look at her hair. What'd you use to style that? A slinky?
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors?
She had designers, dude. Did you not hear?
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
Da-da-da-da!
Damn, what you finna do with that right now?
She's fully equipped!
That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime!
Damn, bro.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side?
Look at how she set it up with the middle finger holding two pair at the same time. She thinks she Wolverine.
Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Oh, I'm tripping right now. If only the Illuminati and police knew about the hanging, how the f? There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. No way! No way!
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
He's quiet! He's quiet!
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
This nigga not even looking at me. He hit me with one of these. Nigga, we talked to you. We know it's you.
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I'd put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
She loving this.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Yeah!
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Right now!
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms. They're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Yeah!
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Okay.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
Okay.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay.
Okay then. What's so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Kuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Oh gosh. A truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the triangle button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer or the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that. The f are you talking about right now? What? They doing the most for this part. Monokuma file number 2. What does that even mean, sir? Oh gosh.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
You're terrible.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh, man! She's dead!
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker, that's unnatural. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Shoot!
Who was a girl before we found the body? I don't understand that. Okay, let's just try it.
Weird before we found, but he was acting.
If you're presented with the opportunity, that's unnatural. The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong.
Huh? What are you about to say right now? What are you
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I'm not following. If Chihiro was a girl and we didn't know that prior, then that means that you didn't know who was in the fryer. Yes, she dead. And then you got busted. Now we on your head. You cannot be trusted. Nigga, you finna be dead.
I see. That's a good answer,
Nigga,
I
you
must
finna
admit.
be dead.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Then why are you shaking like that? Because you're nervous? Look at how you're shaking over there.
Huh?
Or maybe it was, look at how you're shaking over there. I don't know.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Kuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like he has nothing to do with it.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
Kuya, why don't you try deflecting it onto someone else instead of just sitting there questioning me, the accuser?
There is. I think.
Don't get shook, Big Mac.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Kyoko, you've been quiet this whole time. How about you speak up with some of the shit you found? You be the man when out here looking like Inspector Gadget, but you don't have shit to say when we get into front of this trial. Mondo, what is up with your hands? Is that a gang sign? I bet you broke it slamming into the wall on some dumb shit, you big meathead.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
Okay.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Then just say it before we all die.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Yeah. The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Kuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Oh gosh. More truth bullets. Oh gosh. It's gotta be the disappearing stain. I was in the boys' locker room. I thought it was Boo Boo.
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
Facts.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
Look at Mondo, he pissed.
I've never seen that rope before in my life.
Oh, hilarious.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Hilarious white noise right there. Okay, I got it.
You want me to explain? When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of.
That's right!
Then there must be some.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
Look at Mondo.
I've never
Look
seen
at
that
Mondo.
rope before in my life.
Let's go.
No, that's wrong.
Talk your shit, Big Mac. Talk your shit. End the case. End this case. Bring it home.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Sleep.
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
There you go, back. You been caught, dude.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
This nigga will lie right up to the very end. That is insane to me. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hold on, bitch.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
Hold on, Mom.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Damn, because if we would have blamed it on Toko, we all would have died and he would have escaped. That is foul.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
It's the stain. The stain is about to be the next shoot bullet.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Facts.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
What? You a weirdo. What are you on about right now? Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Kuya's remarks just now. There's something in there that concerns me.
I got it!
Yep.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that?
Are you sure about
Isn't
that?
it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Because I found that big boo-boo stain on the floor, dude.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
Facts.
The rest of the murder scene?
Look at you sweating now, you sweaty bastard. Look at you quiet.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
Oh, I do. Let me get a truth bullet out on your ass.
I believe I do.
Hey, Kuya, did I just take you off guard? Are you shook? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Kuya, who'd been so confident up until now, maybe Kuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
I'm getting there, dude.
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
And I did find that proof by myself. He wasn't there for that. I need to just focus on those things that got switched. That's my key item. That's your proof? Sorry, but you're ridiculously wrong. That's not the best you've got, is it? Now's the time to show me your best reasoning. That's not my best reasoning? The stain? The posters then, the posters.
I got it!
Okay, cool, I'm like...
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Okay, what are you hating for? Fake or not, they still big. What do you got?
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not the stain that was scrubbed away. It was moved. Wow.
Shoot!
What are you asking me to pull up, Mikado? It was moved, The fuck?
I got it!
Okay, that's
The
oh my
stain on the
gosh.
girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away.
What happened then?
In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
Okay.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Okay.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
Oh, it's certainly plausible.
What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Really? That's your question right now? Why would they do it? Because they don't want to get caught, you fucking robot.
Huh?
Y'all really finna have a moment to think about that statement.
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Mikado, don't act like you didn't just find Leon broken e-reader in the fucking, oh my
To get
gosh.
into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device.
Facts.
But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to... She had
Facts,
no way
facts.
to get into the boys' locker room.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, he saw it too.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Then speak up, say it. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Oh, brother. This is so drawn out. This is so drawn out. This is so drawn out.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
I'm about to explain it to you how.
I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been...
No, I don't...
She used the
thing that was... Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that...
She could get into the boys' locker room, no problem.
Of course.
No, that's wrong.
Whatever.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Okay.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Okay.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
That's how she do it, dude.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Why are you sweating now?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Accomplice, maybe. Y'all think about an accomplice?
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Mikado, just let him go down. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Kuya's the one who did it, really. But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Thank you, Kyoko. You hear Kyoko music come on? That's how you know it's gonna be a big old plot twist.
I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So,
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What? What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
So will I.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Let's see. Oh man, what a trial, right? This is taking quite some time, but let's hope this is as exciting as she says it is. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was... Okay.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura.
What is going on?
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief pair, Sakura then begins to quietly examine
Be
her
sure
body.
to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Damn.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
Did you find?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Did she just charge up her key? Her kai? Whatever the it is? Are you saying, bitch? What the was that? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Wait a minute, bro. So you telling me Sakura just grabbed the penis? Sakura just grabbed Chihiro penis. Is that what you're telling me right now? What does that mean for the class trial? Hold on, bro.
I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
So is she a transsexual? A cross-dresser? Transvestite? Is that what you call them? Transvestites?
What? You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser? Oh, no, I'm really on fire! I wish I
Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
I'm asleep, boy. I'm asleep.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
I'm asleep, boy.
Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom.
Wow.
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
How do you not understand the
Well,
motive?
I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Yes.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But
But you what?
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
Huh?
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
Right.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder.
Okay.
At least, that's how I see it.
Oh my gosh.
And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Huh?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
You over here crying?
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you know who killed her, I mean him, just say so
If
then.
you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Man, you about to piss me off.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
It's gotta be a guy.
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
Okay, talk about
We're
it then.
seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Taka, you looking real suspicious right now.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Hurry!
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer.
I got it!
Since the crime was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it would have to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Okay, come on. Okay, I got my bullets.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Facts.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Celeste.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot!
Celeste!
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered.
Okay.
What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
How did you forget? How did you even forget? This is the class trial.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto, shut your ass
The
up.
rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
You
I
knew
saw him
this.
stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
Yep, sure did.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Yes, he did.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Right.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
What did he say? You didn't mention this to me. Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Yeah, 'cause he had a ding-a-ling.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
Okay. I know it better not be who I think it is. I know it better not be who I think it is. Let me say that one more time for y'all. I know it better not be who I think it is. You heard? Oh my gosh.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
If you have it too, speak up. Why do I have to do this?
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Oh, man.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
Come on, Celeste.
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Facts, let's talk about it. The Chihiro's track jacket really holds some clue about the killer. Somehow it's really hard to believe. Man, I got a boo-boo. If I was standing in this class trial, I'd be like, excuse me, Monokuma, I'm trying to shit myself. Can you please hurry this up, sir? Is the disappearing
First of
stain
all,
some boo-boo?
we know where Chihiro was
Alright.
headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Facts.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
What?
You heard him, right? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Okay.
So next we have to ask,
Why did he choose?
What do you mean
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have it, cause exercising's...
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right?
Okay. He's saying his tracksuit is black. If I grab that and throw it at the white tracksuit...
It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Celeste, can you speak up right now,
So,
please?
what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit?
No, that's wrong.
That is so stupid.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Why? So I was right, but why did it take Celeste having...
Huh? What'd I say?
Hey, what did I say? What the fuck you think you said? You just told on yourself.
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
She never said anything about the jacket's color.
Oh.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you? You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Then why didn't you say that? Y'all are some
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
Look at him trying to stick up for his boy.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
Guess your face. Your face is the color of his tracksuit right now. Guilty.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Nah, Mondo, man. All this time just for it to be my dog, Mondo. Mondo?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Maybe the way he was acting, I don't know.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
I did notice that.
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
I remember that.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Damn.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
What a bitch, bro.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
What?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Oh yeah, I remember, yep.
Really? What kind of evidence?
What are y'all waiting so long to get this evidence out for? Hifumi, don't make a fucking spectacle out of it, just tell me. That's why the shape of your hair look like heads.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it...
Pause. Just a little angry.
But here...
It's taking a little bit longer than I intended this to, you know? I've been at it for an hour and a half now.
Calmly.
Why did I agree to hour-long videos on this channel? That's a bit ridiculous, don't you think? Overkill, how about that?
It might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
Okay.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Mondo, right? It belongs to Mondo, doesn't it? Huh? But I have mine. Then whose is it? I better calm down and think about this. Oh, Chihiro's, duh.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
Facts.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall.
Okay.
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Okay.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
Yeah!
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Okay.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demand. Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break.
Okay.
I flippin' knew it.
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Oh yeah, we know about Mondo in the
The
sauna.
temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Okay, that was kind of useful. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna stay still in the saunas from now on.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
The two people who did it already. Y'all.
I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did. Whoa! I think the one who may have taken...
Why is it just one person when Mondo and this dude did it? I mean, Mondo, you was in there too.
Here's my answer.
You was in there too.
Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Why are you on his tip so bad?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago. And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on.
It was in his
But
pocket.
little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook
was in his
one of his
pocket.
uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill.
You don't even know him. You met him in here, Taka. Get off his tip.
I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Make him take out his e-handbook. I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. No, not again. Not again, please. Dear Lord, dear Lord. Oh my
Let's test
God.
Makoto's assertion.
This is the second
If what
trial.
he says is correct, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broke, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
What did you
Let's
find?
test Makoto.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Damn!
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's.
Damn!
Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's.
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
No! Just make him take out the fucking handbook!
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, he gets the uniform, sees Celeste. Hi, Celeste. Oh no, it's nothing. Look at all these damn all these damn options. Oh yeah, don't worry about it. Then he goes into the locker room. And then what? Starts working out. Hey, friend. Puts his handbook down. What the f***? I don't want to do this. What is that? Where's the part where he destroy her? Let's see if this is
Here's
it.
exactly what happened.
Let's hope so.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
Facts.
Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Yep.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime.
Yep.
She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
Yep.
But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Yep.
Simple, because she was really a he,
Yep.
which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room.
Mondo was piping him out. I'm already knowing. He got tired of being
Once
almost...
inside,
Okay.
he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
You know Mondo was piping him. Look at him. Look the way Mondo looked behind him.
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
One blow to the head did all that?
And that's
Damn.
where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from.
Wow. How you gonna get scared after you do it? Like, you knew what you was finna do.
It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet.
Right.
Then, removing the bloody poster.
Right. Why he got his hand on his
And
booty,
finally
though?
carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room.
Don't act like you don't see that man hand on that man booty.
A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it.
You feel me finna take big notes on that last point he just made.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work.
Right.
They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call
a crime scene switch. Let's get it. Let's get it over with.
That could have been the end of things. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to
intervene.
So, after stumbling on the crimes, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library.
Then he got to work, right.
He used the cord to string up
Yes, he did. We all saw it.
Then, using the victim's own, he wanted to create the illusion.
Right.
And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence.
Oh, right.
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough. Somehow, the killer knew that, and the reason they knew that is because, and that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Come on, Mondo, bruh. Complete. I'm finna go. I need to boo-boo.
Wait. No. This can't be right.
It's right, bruh. Read it and weed, bruh.
Where's your evidence? Yes, you need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
No. Why am I fighting you,
Show
sir?
me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you.
I need to take a shit.
You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Die! Die! Die!
Show me some evidence.
Die!
This should prove it.
Die! Die!
If my thinking so far is right,
Die!
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Die!
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
I know you did. Can we get to his punishment already? I'm hungry. Die! I don't care. B for Berleezy. B for bullshit ass trial.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up.
Yes, you do.
Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Let's do it.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait, hold on.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right? What's it gonna be? What?
Bye, cornhead. Evil bitch.
What?
I'm sorry, y'all. We're gonna have to wait till next episode to see how he gets bodied, and then we'll just continue it from there. I can't take no more of this. I just can't take no more of this, y'all. I played this for 2 hours just for them to sit there and figure out what we already knew. Okay, I didn't know it towards like it took me an hour to really figure out what was going on. But after that, it was just nonsense, just dialogue after dialogue. I don't know about this game no more, bruh. I don't know about it. Maybe this would be something that we have to be streamed. Oh, hey, y'all go in the comments. But Berleezy, you don't even stream God of War. You said you was gonna do that months ago. I'm gonna just stream it all, okay? I'm gonna stream it all. Making these videos, sitting here recording these videos for hours at a time is so mundane, especially when it's games that like I kinda like, but I kinda don't really like it that much. It's just so monotonous, and it takes so long to get to the point, bro. I know I'm not the only one. I tried to enjoy it. Y'all might thumbs down the video because my reaction, but guess what? I don't care. I don't care about this one, bro. I know I'm not alone out there. I know I'm not the only one feeling like, golly, this shit just dragged out for way longer than it needed to. Still a great twist. I'll finish it at the next episode. If you enjoyed this one for as long as this is, please leave a thumbs up on this video. If you are new, please subscribe for more videos. And as always, I love each and every one of y'all. Yes, you, even you right there, yep. Even you right there that goes, dislike. I love you too. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Grooming a dog is inside out. Yeah.